went into effect that assigned absolute preeminence to the Church of Rome. This was also after 476 AD, which according to prophecy is when this Antichrist power was supposed to come up. When the papacy arose, it was opposed by 3 of the tribes. These tribes are the Vandals, the Ostrogoths, and the Heruli. Arian powers that strongly opposed the rise of the Catholic Church because of how it mixed Christianity with Roman paganism. The armies of Rome marched in and uprooted and completely destroyed these 3 tribes. The last of the 3 was destroyed in the very year 538 AD when Justinian's decree went into effect. Does the Vatican have a man at its head? Yes, it does. It is the Pope himself. And by the way, did you know the Vatican has 2 popes, a white pope and a black pope? They're both Jesuits. If you watch our recent video we did on who the Jesuits are, they have to take an oath, swearing their life on it that they will destroy Protestantism. Check out our video where we will show you from their own Catholic documents. The papacy was a diverse kind of power from the other kingdoms before it. It was a religious political system quite unlike anything that had been seen in the world before that time. And it's not even just a system, the Vatican is, in fact, a country. It is the smallest nation in the world, landlocked by the city of Rome in Italy. So it fits the bill with the horn describing a kingdom or nation and the Vatican being a nation. It would speak great words of blasphemy against the Most High. What is blasphemy again? Claiming to be God and claiming to be able to forgive sins. Does the Vatican do that? Absolutely it does. Listen to these claims. The Pope is of so great dignity and so exalted that he is not a mere man, but as it were God and the vicar of God. The Pope is, as it were, God on earth, chief of kings, having plenitude of power. This book was printed at Rome and is sanctioned by the Catholic Encyclopedia. Also, if we look at the official title of the Pope, Vicarius Filii Dei, it means the vicegerent of the Son of God. Again, he's claiming to be God himself. By the way, remember how in Revelation 13:18 talks about 666? This is what it says. Let him who has understanding calculate the number of the beast, for it is the number of a man. His number is 666. It's the number of a man. Well, if we look at the official title of the Pope, Vicarius Filii Dei, and we use the Roman numerical system, which uses letters to mean numbers, we get the exact same number, 666. Going back to blasphemy, what is the other way to blaspheme again? To claim to be able to forgive sins. On the website Catholic Answers, we find the following question: what is the formula of absolution? Answer: it's the words that a priest uses to confer or convey the forgiveness of Christ once a person has confessed his sins. To confer means to grant something. The Catholic Church claims that priests can grant forgiveness of sins. Everyone who has knowledge of the Middle Ages is familiar with the fact that millions of people were tortured and killed by the Catholic Inquisitions. From a book written by a Catholic cardinal, which also bears the sanction of the Church, we read, "The Catholic Church has a horror of blood. Nevertheless, when confronted by heresy, she has recourse to force, to corporal punishment, to torture. She creates tribunals like the Inquisition. She calls the laws of the state to her aid. Especially did she act thus in the 16th century with regard to Protestants. In France, under Francis I and Henry II, in England, under Mary Tudor, she tortured the heretics. It will attempt to change times and laws. Does this apply to the papacy? Yes, it does. What is one commandment that has anything to do with time? The 4th Sabbath commandment. Sabbath, according to the scriptures, is to be kept from Friday sunset till Saturday sunset. But it was, in fact, the Vatican that introduced the idea of Sunday worship in honor of the sun gods of Rome. It was Emperor Constantine, who claims that he had become a Christian, who wanted to make Christianity a worldwide religion. Eventually, to make it easier for pagan sun worshippers to convert, he made both Sabbath and Sunday days of worship within Christianity. And eventually, Sunday became less popular and Sabbath completely disappeared. Before this time, Christians had always worshipped on the biblical Sabbath day as commanded by God in his scriptures. It wasn't just a Jewish thing, it was a Christian thing. And here you can also see this other question that was asked on CatholicAnswers.com. Has the Roman Catholic Church changed the Sabbath to Sunday? And what you see in the answers right there, it says that they do in fact worship on the 8th day, or maybe the first day of the week, and that they acknowledge that the 7th day is the Sabbath, and that they do have something to do with changing it from Sabbath to Sunday. Make sure you subscribe, because we've got a video coming out that shows from history how the biblical Sabbath was changed into pagan Sunday in honor of the sun god. Also, if you look at how the Catholics show the Ten Commandments in their Catholic version of the Bible, you can see that the second commandment has been removed, which speaks against idol worship. To keep the commandments at the number 10, because there are 10 commandments, the 10th commandment of all of them has been divided into 2. This is the way the papacy and the Vatican has sought to change times and laws. The last identifying mark. How does the Vatican fit the bill perfectly here? Well, according to Bible prophecy, this power would reign for a period of 1260 years. When did the papacy officially come into power again? We can find its start in 538 AD, when the Order of Justinian made the Roman Catholic Church the official ruling church. Fast forward 1260 years and you end up at 1798, when during the French Revolution, French General Berthier marched his armies into Rome and pulled the Pope off his throne. He was carried away into exile, and all the properties of the church were confiscated. The French Directory government decreed that there would never be another bishop of Rome. As far as the world was concerned, and by all outward appearance, the Catholic Church was dead. After exactly 1260 years, in fulfillment of prophecy, she lost her control of the world. So you can see that this final point is clearly fulfilled in the papacy, and in the papacy only. Okay, so what does this have to do with the beast of Revelation 13? Well, this beast is the exact same description of the papacy and the Vatican as well. Remember, it has a body of a leopard, feet of a bear, and the mouth of a lion. And it was given a mouth speaking great things and blasphemies, and he was given authority to continue for 42 months. How long was power given to this beast? Exactly 1260 prophetic days, or 1260 real years, the exact same time period as in Daniel's prophecy. Now, check out how the actions of this beast in Revelation are the exact same as the beast in Daniel 7. And it was given unto him to make war with the saints and to overcome them. It's also a persecuting power. Both are symbolic of the papacy. In Revelation 13:3, we read, "And I saw one of his heads as if it were wounded to death, and his deadly wound was healed. And all the world wondered after the beast." As we have already established, the deadly wound was given in the year 1798 AD, when the French armies carried the Pope away into exile. But that wound was to be healed. It was in the year 1929 that Mussolini executed the Concordat of 1929 with the Pope, restoring the properties that had been taken away from the Church. At that time, the Pope was actually made king once more, and the Vatican City was set up as a political sovereign power. From that day to this, the strength of the papacy has been advancing super fast. Has the papacy come back to power? Oh, absolutely. This is what we've been seeing all along. Many world leaders at some point during their reign visit the Pope, even kissing his head or his hand. Why do they not show